Ticket to Ride from Days of Wonder. We are now getting Ticket to Ride.
Wait, are we getting the Cthulhu edition?
No, we're not. Close, though.
Pandemic edition.
Does involve the sea. Ticket to Ride Rails and Sails will be released this year at Gen Con. It is a standalone experience, comes with a double-sided board. One side, which you can see behind us, is a world map. The other side is the Great Lakes region of Michigan, Canada, and stuff like that. It's Ticket to Ride as you know it, but there's water routes now. And so not only do you have train pieces, you have ships. And it's actually very interesting. At the start of the game, you get a certain number of ships and train pieces, and you decide how many you want to keep of each, up to a total of 60, I believe. So some people might start with different types of pieces than others, depending on what strategy you want to go for. And there's two different decks. There's the train cards decks and the ship cards decks with their own colors. So there's two whole different types of routes you're trying to get. And the game also has brand new types of destination tickets, where you'll remember in the normal Ticket to Ride game, you have to connect two cities to get those points. They now have ones that include between 3 and 5 different destinations that you have to connect. So much crazier. And there's also harbors. You can build harbors next to a city you have a route attached to, which will get you more points depending on how many routes you have attached to that. Lots of stuff going on.
This definitely feels like, because I think we would definitely agree, as I probably say a lot of times, we agree on a lot of things, that Ticket to Ride falls, the base Ticket to Ride, falls into the sort of gateway, very good early on game. This sounds like let's now appeal to the much heavier games. Because I'm already scared. I'm like, God, how many ships and trains do I have to keep?
Yeah, well, I looked in the rules, they recommended to start with like 20 ships and 40 trains.
No, I mean, certainly, because I'm sure. Also, funny note, when I first saw the image, when you're setting this up, I saw that and I was like, why are we doing something about Eldritch Horror? Just in my head.
Yeah.
Which is sort of bad, I guess. It's not the only one that has the world.
Cool, though, that this is the first, to my knowledge, the first time the Ticket to Ride game with an entire world map as opposed to just one region. Yeah. That's kind of neat.
I think it's interesting to see how this does.
I do want to say to your fear,
it's like it's not a bad fear. It's more of just my own anxiety.
But you do have the option on later turns of exchanging pieces with ones you didn't keep by spending points.
No, that's definitely, because I was definitely thinking, like, imagine going through a ticket like, well, I'm already out of ships, so nope. Nope.
Yeah, so they give you a little bit of room for correcting those errors. But yeah, it's a whole big thing.
No, and I think it'll definitely bring a new breath, hopefully, assuming this is actually successfully and fun, to the tournament scene, because there's going to be a lot more thinking. It's going to be very hilarious to see how people cheat this time.
Yes, all new ways. Those aren't ships. You just painted your boats. Or, I don't know, that doesn't make sense.
That's just a Jolly Rancher.
That's how I play. Well, we play with Jolly Ranchers, and then when you win, you get to eat your roots. Makes it a fun and tasty experience.
But yeah, definitely I think it's them trying to up their game, which I think is a good thing.
Which I think they kind of, they've done with Europe and the other ones.
And the Monster adds that little
more complicated.
But I feel like this is that really big step. Like those felt like more like little powdering of skill. When this is like I was saying, this is a whole new step of actually having to.
It's a lot more stuff going on, for certain.
I do think while the ticket thing sound, the 3 to 5, to me that's like, well, it's the same thing as how I got 2 tickets. Like I made a path, so.
Right.
Like, that's not too hard.
Sort of shortcutting. Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing that does is it makes it a little scarier for if there are those, every now and then you get a path, like, you see a path and then someone buys the one path, they're like, well, I have to go around.
Right.
That's the only thing that might make it a little bit more.
Yeah, and I don't know, I didn't study too closely the layout of the board, but maybe it's a little easier to connect more than 2 together based on because of the water routes, there's just more ways to get around. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see. Again, comes out at Gen Con in August, so I am sure we will be trying it out there.
And hopefully get a copy.
Yes, giving you our direct impressions.
Now, here's the question. When do we get the app version?
That's a good question. I bet it won't be too long after it's released, because they're pretty good with that, with their app and doing expansions. Probably within a few months of it coming out. Right.